We OG, we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough. Yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Yeah. Experts on reload. Yeah. You're not bullish enough. Yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock. Ayy. Runes is coming. Everybody on a knot. Ayy. It's a nuisance. Ordinal Revolution. Ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. Started Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution. Ayy, Bitcoin is the one, no substitution. Ayy, with Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What's up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We're live from the Ordinal Hour, and today episode is going to be the best day ever, the best show ever. So we're gonna get into a lot of good stuff. I'm going to get into the Francis drama. Don't worry. We're gonna get into that super early, but we have an amazing show besides that. We're gonna get into Bitcoin all-time high. What is the number? Yagobi seeing a wick. I'm seeing articles saying it's this. We're getting into that. China's Central TV reports that Trump's going to put Bitcoin, in the reserve. So that's China's national television putting that. Really cool chart with Benjamin Cohen, kind of showing that retail is just not here yet. BlackRock ETF has surpassed gold, and I think you're going to see Bitcoin passing gold a lot with the BlackRock ETF passing gold in assets. $33 billion in assets in the ETF. So definitely looking forward to that. Getting into that with Yagobi because he defends gold a little bit, and I think gold is trash. So we're gonna get into that. But without further ado, let's get the show started. Bring my partner here, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, bro. Happy Friday. How's everything with you?
Everything's good. Everything's good. I feel like there's like this eerie quietness, right? With the Bitcoin ecosystem. But we've been talking about the fear and greed meter kind of being like that consistent, number and calm before the storm. It has never felt more calm before the storm as it feels right now. But that's exciting, but it also sometimes I get anxious about things and I feel a little bit of that building up, but at the same time, it's a good excitement, anxious, right? So
would you say we are in a bull run right now?
I would say we are in the beginnings of it.
Okay.
Early we have entered the first, getting into that first phase of it, right? So obviously Bitcoin has been one direction since the middle of October, and we know how Q4 pretty much ends. So that's the beginnings of it, right? And then we see the spring, probably, so chilled out like winter with January, February, and then spring will revive and get even better, and then chilled out summer, and then I think we have a blast off to kind of where we are now, but 2025 is gonna be like the most crazy. I think everything's going nuts.
Yeah, I mean, and that would be exactly what we did in 2020, right? I mean, it really didn't start taking off until a few days after the 1st of January. So, I mean, if that repeats, Who knows? Who knows?
Exactly.
All right, let's kind of get into the drama. Let's get this out of here, because that's why a lot of people are tuning in today. So we'll hit on that really quickly.
My favorite, that's my favorite thing, right? Is drama.
Dude, I didn't cause this. All right, so let's kind of get into it. Let's kind of start off with me and Francis have been friends for a long time. We took phone calls together, back in like March and stuff like that. He was getting us in to early investments and stuff like that. It was awesome. It was good. It was I looked at him like he was like a mentor to me and us. And kind of took everything he said. Was this guy made it, right? This guy was in my position 4 years ago, and then he made it. He definitely made it. So anyway, how it started was, he's definitely been stressed with Sats Pump Fun. But I don't think this is an excuse. I know other people think differently, but it started off with a few days ago. I hit him up and I was like, hey man, like we got to figure out a way to bring liquidity to Fractal. Pizza Swap's doing their thing with the incentive program, and I think that we should try to figure out a way. And I was like, I think Glizzy could be the hoo-hoo of Fractal. And if you don't know what hoo-hoo was exciting. It was so much fun. It had the whole ecosystem talking about it, and what it did was it brought a lot of liquidity bridging in, because at that point, when you're putting stuff in the seal, you weren't able to use that stuff, so you had to bridge it in. So a lot of assets were bridging in, and a lot of things were really having fun at the time. And I just thought that, hey, that would be a good idea, and we can use Glizzy as that hoo-hoo until Cypcat drops and stuff like that. But if he wants the Cypcat to be really amazing and do that 100x like right off the bat, then you don't need liquidity over there. And that was my point. But he saw it differently. He saw it that I asked him to pump my bags, which I did not. I don't care. Like I like Glizzy. I'm in it for the long run. I know it's going to pump. I don't care with short-term pumps. I'm not going to pump and dump it. This is not how I work. So anyway, he comes back at me and he says, you and Block being the deployer of Glizzy, haven't done anything for Sats Pump Fun. You guys don't even talk about it or anything like that. And I came back with, there is nothing to talk about. There is no platform right now. There is no meme coin right now. Like, what do you want me to talk about? And I don't know. So we kind of ended it there. And then he posted something on Twitter, and I put in a comment. I was like, hey, we got to figure out ways to get liquidity on Fractal. Without liquidity, I don't know if this is going to be a successful launch. And then he just went apeshit. I'm not going to say what he said, but it was really messed up. You guys can go over to his page and read it yourselves. And I took that personally. I took it real personally. And he just wouldn't stop. He just kept commenting out. And I didn't even see this message. It was actually Yagobi who brought it to my attention because it got buried in my notifications. And I was just like, oh, wow. And he was like, damn, I shouldn't even said anything to you about it. Because if someone comes to me with some personal shit, I get pissed off. Like, dude, I can go back and forth all day. You want to talk about runes? You want to talk about BRC20s? I'll go back and forth with you all day. The second you take it personal, the second I stop. I just stop and I'm done with it, but I'm done with that person as well. And that's something that happened there. And then I did make a mistake. There's this new other project called BetBTC.
BTC.fun.
Have fun. And they're also a pump fund model. And I came out and I was like, I'm really excited for this project. I think it's game changing and stuff like that, which I shouldn't have done that, because that was a shot at Francis. And that was something that I definitely regret. One mistake that I think I made. I don't think I made a lot of mistakes in this, but that is the one that I made.
I think we should be at a point at this point where we're not really tallying mistakes, right? And look,
I'm definitely tallying the mistakes. I didn't do anything wrong.
I know that, I've told you, I know y'all's personality. So when I saw the bromance happening, because there was a bromance, and everybody in the audience knows there was a bromance, I could tell, if there was a disagreement, I didn't worry much about it, just because that's not something that I'm going to constantly think about. But I said, if there was a disagreement, it could be like explosive, and that's what happened. And look, at the end of the day, you guys were close friends, right? And so I talked to you about this, and I know that you feel a certain way about it, and he was definitely feeling a certain way about it. I reached out to him. I talked to you about it, and at the end of the day, I know it was in the heat of things. Now, even before us going live this morning, I said, look, if you guys were really friends, then that friends are going to have off days. So that's kind of how I look at friendships I truly looked at this person as a friend, and if they had an off day, then that's okay. But if they're consistently having off days, to where it's toxic, that's whenever I might step away, right? So I think at the end of the day, it's I understand both sides of why this actually boils down to a lot of miscommunication. And that's what happens with a lot of arguments, right? I look at the stress that he probably has on his back a little different than you do, and that's fine because people have different perspectives, right? So for me, like, I wasn't as close to him as you, but I was friends with him. I mean, I'm still friends with him. I feel like we connect for sure. So I think it was about like 4 or 5 days ago when I could sense that he had stress. I actually reached out to him and I just hit him up with a voicemail. Said, hey, just hit me up if you need to talk, because I can sense the stress from him. And I think you guys had a closer relationship than me and him had. So like with you guys consistently talked, throughout this time. And then maybe you gave him some space because of the stress, and then this happened, right? So for me, it's a little different. At the end of the day, I think that, he's been on our show. You've been on his show. And so there's been a mutual benefit of relationship there. And, I just hope that, this is something that we can all move past and move forward from. I will say that, like, after talking to him, he had the same sentiment of saying, there was some things he could have done differently. And he was definitely, by the end of the conversation, extending an olive branch type of situation. So, the creators here, like, I think we have to realize, like the audience and community, it's not an easy job, man, especially if you're trying to come into something to where you feel like you're changing the space, right? Like with us, it's like we're trying to constantly interview new projects, right? With him, it's like he's undertaking a project, and he's had this before, with the Sat Hunters and stuff like that. So there's just a lot of stress going on, and I just felt like the stress boiled over, and that's what happened. That's what happened. So regardless of how you guys ended up feeling, really getting into it, it did get personal, and that's why I stepped in on both sides, because like I said, you're like a brother to me. We've developed a strong relationship. Obviously, we're business partners, and I'm friends with Francis, and so I just want the toxicity to kind of dissipate, and it's not put on either one of y'all. It's just these are two people that don't need to be having this kind of war. And then I'm not going to put any blame on any side, because I think that's stupid from my perspective to do that. So I say we just kind of,
Yeah, I just have one more thing to add. It doesn't matter how much stress you're going through, just because
that's your perspective, though, bro.
My perspective. But everything on the show is my perspective. Like, and your perspective.
No, that's I was about to say.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But some of it's your perspective. That's the point. That's how we get into arguments on the show. Like that's I don't think that needs to be said. But from my perspective, that if you're dealing with stress, it doesn't mean you can try to hurt other people, because he tried to hurt Ordinal Revolution yesterday. He tried to throw shade at our name. He came at our brand. He came at our livelihood.
That's why
he came at everything that we've built over the last year, and that is not okay. That is something I can never forgive. I don't care if you have someone pass in your family. It doesn't mean you can go down the street and punch somebody in the face. You'll get arrested for that. It doesn't matter. You can't do shit like that. I don't care how much stress. It's a self-caused stress. Don't be a founder if you can't handle it. You know what I mean? Don't do, you know what I mean? And that's it. You should know yourself and know how you're going to feel in these situations, especially at that age.
So that's what I'm trying to say is that, like, the perspectives can be different at different times. You know what I mean? Like, yes, someone said Yagobi is a diplomat. I'm not a diplomat. Like, for me, you know what I think about 99% of the day, dude, is like, okay, how can I, help my family? Like, how can I help the future of my family and my community as well? But also, like, that I'm like, whenever drama ever comes into a space involving myself, if I get pulled into it, I'm not saying that you pulled me in or Francis pulled me into this, but like, to me, it's like my brain goes into this mode that's like, okay, now I my problem solving skills now have to shift to something that's not business or community growth related. Right. Yeah. And to me, I feel like too much of that happens with smart fucking innovative people in our space, especially our space, and to me, it makes me sick. And, there's one person, I'm not going to say names, because I'm not going to get involved in, I don't want to create my own fucking thing, but one person that I feel I've stepped away from in this space, and I'll keep that to myself, but it really took a lot for me to do that. Right. But at the end of the day, things will cool off. you know, you and Francis connected for a reason in the beginning, and I do agree with you. Like he definitely overstepped his bounds on that, and that's why I reached out to him and I commented directly on there. And everybody knows that we're very transparent about our partnerships, and you know, we vet all of our partners thoroughly. And he told me straight up, you know, he admitted he apologized for that. He's like, I shouldn't have done that. And people do stupid shit whenever they're in the heat of the you know, of their feels, right? Like you do it, I do it, he did it, other people do it. But
Never to that extent.
but hey, you don't know like what I've done in other situations, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, if you truly did look at that person as a friend, I think that, you know, it's good to offer grace, but there are certain situations to where, you know, bounds are crossed and stuff like that. So let's just, I think what we do, we explained it to the community. Yeah. And I think we move on to this Friday and get into
final words though. I'm just gonna end it with this. Like, I'll never forgive him. I don't forgive his apology. That's just my personal way I do things. I cut people off that are toxic, and I don't get into a relationship with them in my business, friendship, nothing like that. And ever again. On this show, we cover the news, so we will talk Sats Pump Fund. I won't comment on it. I'm gonna let you do all the commenting on anything Sats Pump Fund. It's just not fair because of how I feel about the guy. But we do cover the news on the channel, and we want to be do that in a way. But I'm gonna take a step back when that time comes. Let you roll with that, and then we're gonna still cover everything around the Bitcoin ordinal ecosystem, and that's kind of my final words on it.
Yep, I mean, I think that's fair. Everybody has their own perspective and how they're gonna live their life. You know, that's something I'm going to work on, the heartstrings of Shizzy throughout, you know, during our personal coach life coaching sessions. By the way, if anybody needs any life coaching, reach out to me at Yagobi. No, I'm just kidding. But you know, but yeah, I agree. Let's get into the news. Let's get into this shit, and then let's kick off this Friday like we should. Let's do it.
The Federal Reserve cuts interest rates by 25 bips, something we talked about on the show yesterday, but that's bank to bank. You know, so now it's 4.5. So if you want to get a loan, you're gonna be paying more than that because the bank needs to make money. But now it allows the bank to go a little cheaper for people who have amazing credit scores and stuff like that. So what do you think about this? What do you think? We're still in this cutting cycle, which is a good sign in my opinion. But what's your perspective?
I remember people saying that they didn't think interest rates would get down to. This is obviously not mortgage interest rates, right? But this is kind of like the standard.
This is. So if you want to loan out right now, the bank has to make at least 5 to make any money on this, right? So they can't give you a mortgage loan less than 4.5, otherwise they lose money.
Yeah, I think people were like saying, "Oh, it's never going to be below like 6 or 5.5." But I mean, 4.5 is. I mean, it's not great. Obviously, the people that what was it called, refinanced during COVID. I don't think we're going to see that again. You know what I mean? No. Who knows though? Never say never. But 4.5, it's not a bad start, especially if the economy gets better. And that's going to be tricky, right? Because January, what is it, 20th is really when things start. So.
Yeah, my sister does real estate, and she said the cheapest she's gotten someone in the last couple months was 6.5. So right now, if you know, but the person had like amazing credit, right? Like absolutely amazing. But she said, so I mean, I'm thinking, you know, right now she might be able to get someone like 5.75, and that's in Pennsylvania and stuff like that. So it is dropping though, which is good. You know, so.
Yeah, they basically don't want to go for that. They want to make a little bit more.
They want to make it, yeah.
It depends what bank you go to. It's like perfect credit is what you can get with that, right?
Yeah. But still, bank to bank. So how it happens, your bank doesn't lend you money. They borrow money from the Federal Reserve and then lend you that money on a percentage, right? So they're taking all the risk there because they're borrowing from the Federal Reserve. But they're also giving you, so they're getting paid for them taking the risk, and you're taking the risk as well on making sure that you can pay it back, because you can lose that home as well. But moving along here, but this is really good because as we know, the rich people don't like to invest. They don't like to invest their own money. They like to borrow and invest that. So now the people that do that are actually getting a cheaper rate, which means you're going to see more and more, in my opinion, of people borrowing to you know, get assets.
Yeah.
All right, Detroit, Michigan, to become the largest U.S. city to accept Bitcoin and crypto as payment for taxes.
That's wild. No one's really talking about this in mainstream.
No.
You know, that's how early we are to the cycle still. You know, I was telling you before, you were like, I was like, man, it's really quiet. Like no one's talking about Bitcoin breaking all-time highs. And then you and I were both like, well, let's kind of put our template glasses back on and remember we're still in October of 2020 or 2016, and going into that Q4 is we're still before the big boom, and that's really going to start happening in 2025. But anyways, this is huge news, dude. Like, you can pay your property taxes in Bitcoin. That's wild, man.
Now my question is, what is the government going to do with that Bitcoin? Are they going to sell it right away? Are they going to put it in a reserve asset for the state? Right. I mean, that's when it gets fun. What if all the Bitcoin that comes in, hey, we're putting this in the treasury?
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting because they obviously need that money for schools. They need it for local roads and stuff like that, right? Property taxes. So in a big city like Detroit, they utilize that money a lot. They need it. And so for them, it's going to be a tricky thing because, I think they're like these city government, employees and administrations, they're looking at this as like, hey, let's accept Bitcoin now before the 2025 bull run with Donald Trump. And then like this Bitcoin that, let's say someone pays $10,000 in Bitcoin and that turns into, I don't know, like
70,000
20 or 70,000 would be a 7x. I don't think we're going to get 7x by.
Whoa, easy.
No, I'm talking about by like the summer when they might need to utilize some of this, but they don't have to sell it all at once though. That's the thing. They can sell like parts of the Bitcoin that they get.
Think about it though. If they let's just say that they receive, right now 100% of that in USD, right? Only 1-2% of the people are actually going to use crypto to pay taxes with, right?
I would
I'm just thinking like
give a discount. I would give a discount to do it with Bitcoin, yeah.
But like, with the or just give a tax break. Just say, hey, if you pay in Bitcoin, you don't got to pay the taxes on it, right? I mean, that would be absolutely huge because you're already paying taxes already with that Bitcoin, right? So, but then let's just say it's only 2%. I mean, that it's if you're a state and you can't hold 2% of your assets in treasury, you got problems. You got bigger problems. Maybe you need a new mayor or a new governor or something. You know what I mean? So I think this is definitely something doable. I think 2-3% being put in Bitcoin by the states in the treasury is smart.
Yeah, are you surprised the blue? Well, I guess red state this election.
Let's say now.
But still, like Detroit's known as like urban liberal type of Democrat ran cities. Are you surprised they're one of the first major cities come out and do this? I would expect like my hometown Dallas or Houston or somewhere in the South like Atlanta or something that's more conservative minded, but this is bullish because it is a Democrat ran city typically, right? So they are all just like, now they're like, okay, Trump won and Bitcoin's going to soar, so let's just get on board with crypto.
I mean, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like what Nayib Bukele did, he took a broken country like El Salvador that nobody expected to ever be, as big as they are today. And he adopted new ideas. And when you have new ideas like Bitcoin, then you're able to strive. So if you do things out of the ordinary that other states aren't doing, you could, obviously it's a risk. I don't think it's a risk, but some of them, they probably think it's a risk.
Yeah.
But they're doing stuff outside the ordinary, and you have to. If you want to be different, if you want to be the best, you got to do things outside your wheelhouse. And I love this.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that now they're starting to trust the people probably within their administration that are saying, hey, we got to get on board with this. It's going to be interesting how they custody this. I would imagine they're probably doing ETF. Maybe, I don't know, because if you pay with Bitcoin, they're going to have an address for you to send it to probably.
Yeah, and then they could choose
That's
to do it.
Important of like who's controlling that, because if there's any corruption and all of a sudden
on the blockchain, right?
Yeah. And then, but I just hope that they have really good security measures in place, right? Because they're not experienced with this stuff, so they need to. Maybe they are though. Maybe they assign someone. I would completely hire someone that's been a Bitcoiner,
Coinbase,
that knows this thing. Yeah, just have them custody. Yeah, that would.
Yeah, just it would have a third party do it. That way, there's no liability. And then you can just sue that if something does go wrong, you can sue that company at the end of the day for liability. So I think that's a win-win for the state. So, and in your state, like who's going to screw over?
And then Coinbase probably will have like a program for like government, budgets and stuff. So
and they can make money. It's another asset, even if they're making a couple percentage points. I mean, it's easy for them to just send it to this wallet.
Yeah, small fees on millions of dollars adds up. So
100%. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF sets record for biggest single day flow above 1.1 billion. So this is of all ETFs. This isn't just Bitcoin. This is never seen a inflow of 1.1 billion dollars. Absolutely insane. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF also has surpassed gold ETF in assets completely. So
oh wow,
show that I have a pretty good chart. If I can find
someone came at me in the comments and was like, the percentage of gold used in the world. I posted it. It was lower for the technology side. It was 6% of gold utilized, but jewelry was like 43%. I mean, there's no shock with that though.
No one wears. I mean, it's like I said, rappers' teeth.
Rappers' teeth, but other countries wear a ton of it. Like Latin culture loves gold.
Yeah. I'm glad someone came into the comments because I know you were wrong, but I'm just kidding.
I mean, 6% is still quite a bit, but more than not more than that probably more than you thought probably.
So you can see this is the Bitcoin, $33 billion in assets on the iShares, and then you see the gold, and they are one of the biggest ETF gold holders. So Bitcoin now, there's more Bitcoin in the ETF than there is gold.
Like dollar amount.
Dollar amount, yeah.
That is a huge indicator, man. That this is going to be a hyper super cycle. I feel like, you know, passing gold's gold's safe for them in their mind. Like it was safe, you know. So that is a huge thing, man. But let's not get it twisted because they will sell off a good amount at some point.
Yeah, right? But we can both say this at least 3X's, right?
Is this their ETF? That they're managing, or is this
ETF.
Oh, so this is their management fund that they manage.
Yes.
Their okay, gotcha.
For gold, their management fund for gold and their management fund for
I wonder what their personal holdings are though of each.
That you can find out. Let me do some research. I'll find out for tomorrow. SEC commissioner and likely to be the next chair, Mark Uyeda says the commission's war on crypto must end. So he's basically thrown his hat in the ring and saying like he wants to be commissioner, and he's coming out and saying that I will be pro crypto. I mean, that's kind of what I'm getting from this.
Yeah, same here. But there has to be like rumors or whisperings or something that they're thinking about him, right? For him to do that, or do you think he's just stepping up? Because I think we covered a topic yesterday about this or the day before. So
well, the topic yesterday, for anyone who doesn't know or missed it, was everyone's saying Hester Pierce is the front running, but people that are actually close to the situation are saying no, it's Mark Uyeda. He's actually closer to the. And now he came out and said like the war on crypto. He's basically, by saying this, he's putting his hat.
He's confirming it, almost reconfirming that this is a serious possibility.
Yeah. 100%. All right, let's get to the next thing here. Benjamin Cohen says BTC is at 76K and no one cares. And he says that because he has let me find it right here. He has this chart. It's basically people watching YouTube right now. So as you can see, and these are all the channels: Bankless, Crypto Capital Venture, Plan B, Jimmy Song. We're not on here, which I'm kind of pissed off about, Benjamin. We met you in Nashville. No, I'm just kidding. But you know, you can see where we were in 2020 around this time 4 years ago, where we'd be like right here, and it's pretty much the same, right? But then you saw upward momentum in January, and then you saw a peak in about, I want to say April, May, yeah, and then down only from there. But right now, no one is actually caring. I mean, it's a lot more than last time, but it's still been pretty sideways.
Yeah, I'm not too shocked, honestly, because whenever we were talking about how quiet it is, this chart actually made a lot of sense, right? So if you look at where it says July 20, we're kind of in the middle between July and January right there, right? So it would be kind of maybe heading up a little bit. I don't know. But you know, heading into January of 2025, that will probably be increasing, right? And then see a little pause, and then the spring is that first like thrust up of interest. I think when retail first comes in, like like the herd. But it will build up, it looks like, you know. So we'll see. You know, things could be different this time around. But as of now, it's kind of matching up to what it was last cycle, and probably even worse in 2016 because no one was really, you know, thinking about it too much then.
Yeah, 100%. You can see that Benjamin Cohen is the blue part. So he definitely has a big part of the views here. So he's definitely someone who definitely looks at that and kind of probably puts that into their investing philosophy of when to kind of get into altcoins. Because Benjamin, he's not a Bitcoin maxi, but he's a Bitcoin dominant maxi. But he just came out and said that he thinks it hit the top. So he's actually going to be taking some of his Bitcoin, putting it in Ethereum and Solana. To kind of try to get more sats by the end, which is smart, especially for someone like him.
Yep, I agree, man. So that means that you're not late, guys. You're actually early still, even
super
when
early.
Bitcoin's at 76,000.
And what does that mean for us? It means like people don't even know what ordinals is yet. Not for us, the Ordinal Revolution channel, but us, the ordinal ecosystem. Is because if they're not paying attention to Solana and there's other coins, I mean we're down the risk curve a little further, right? So we got it in about 3 to 4 months, dude. I think you're gonna see ordinals exploding.
And that gives time too for some of these infra builders, right? It gives time for the Telegram onboarding approach for Merlin. It gives time for Arch Network and Tap to really boost up their infrastructures for their layer 1 scaling solution. And so that's good. That's a good thing. That's a good thing because now we have at least, like I would say, like maybe a month and a half, 2 months before the herd starts to trickle in. I still think that we see little boosts in December for sure, probably at the end of this month, but we'll see.
100%. All right, this is China. Central TV reports that Trump has promised to make U.S. the world's Bitcoin and crypto capital and establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve. This is huge. China's saying this on their national. I mean, we do know that China's a little, for lack of a better word, centralized, right, in the news that they can put out. But they're saying this on their TV, their national television.
The fact that they're talking about this, and the fact that they're talking about making it legal again, right? And then Russia's coming on board too. I think everybody's just really preparing for like a crypto like super cycle, but also kind of crypto like helping the global economy thrust back up, because it's not just the US, it's all the global. Like China's hurting, Russia has actually kind of done a little bit better than what they actually, the sanctions kind of did opposite, right? But still they could be better. Everybody could be better. And I think people are like, man, Bitcoin could really kind of change things around for the next couple of years and then maybe rebalance this global economy and stuff like that. So I think people are getting excited. I think they're excited that Trump won, and the US financial markets are going to be pro crypto and pro Bitcoin.
Yeah, I agree. And the thing with China is they're about to print $1.6 trillion in stimulus. I'm not sure exactly how that's getting out, but I mean that's the rumor right now. What are the chances that some of that money kind of go into Bitcoin right now?
I think good chances, right? But you have to think about like who's gonna really utilize the stimulus for investing. Probably people that are in the upper echelon economy class of China, right? But those people would put it into Bitcoin. The middle and lower might put it into some other, like maybe Bitcoin ecosystem stuff or something that they feel like something they can actually because the stimulus isn't going to be one Bitcoin. It's going to be whatever they decide, but I can't imagine it being super super high like that.
Yeah, 100%. And then what's stopping them from printing more money and starting a reserve for themselves? And they can front run Trump because we're 3 months away from him really getting in office. January 20th, I want to say, is the day. So I mean, a lot of these states right now, I think they're about to start front running him. I really do. I think that you're going to see Brazil and Russia and China that are going to, the BRICS nations. They're smart. They're smart, man. They're gonna get ahead of this. I really think so. What do you think?
I think that they probably will too. Yeah. But the governments that I think should really get ahead of it are the ones that have been really suffering the past century. I've talked about this about the Latin American countries, right? So if they just look to Bukele and now Mele, however you pronounce his last name, the president for Argentina, countries like Venezuela could totally need this. Hopefully, their government takes advantage of it. And then a lot of the other countries just in Latin America, there's so many that have lived in poverty or like in the lower, kind of that third world type of environment that could benefit and get themselves out of this situation. Africa as well. So I think we'll see a lot of that.
I agree. All right. So 76,572 Bitcoin all-time highest reporting from Cointelegraph, but you see it differently, right? You said on the chart you see an all-time high of 77,000.
Well, it wicked up to
Right.
76. What does that say? 76,660. So I guess not as high as I thought.
Yeah.
So just a little bit. I mean, this makes sense to me though, like what they're reporting here, because like sometimes if it just wicks and like one centralized exchange is reporting through, trading view, this is close enough, right? So I think that they just probably said, okay, it didn't hang around there long enough. So 76,572 it is. And I'm fine with that.
So we've gotten an all-time high the last 2 days in a row. Bitcoin new all-time highs all month, do you think? And when Bitcoin ecosystem boom?
Yeah. I do think, by the way, all-time highs all month, even if it does like just swing back and forth, because like these all-time highs don't feel too much like all-time highs. I mean, yes, they are, but it's just like, we reached 74,000 twice, I think, or once we for sure did in February, and then we got close to it again. So it's like, it doesn't feel like that like all-time high, you know what I mean? I do think that more of a punch of like, okay, like Bitcoin's punching through. I think that comes either like a week or 2 weeks from now. And that's something like breaking through 80K. For me, 80K, that's a whole new number, you know what I mean? Like a whole new area territory. And then I think some that will create some excitement, raise some eyebrows to some of the retail outside, and then more talking about it on, the financial news channels and stuff like that, right? So do we get through 80,000 in a week or 2 weeks? I think it's very possible. I do.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say yes.
Do you think we get an all-time high before Monday? Right now it's Friday at 11:30. We have about 5 hours left of trading in the traditional markets. Do you think we get an all-time high either today, this weekend?
If looking at the charts, yeah, I would say it's a possibility. I'm not like super confident in it, but like I'm decently confident. Like the hour chart looks good with the indicators. Looks like, we could see a pop up here. We have been in oversold for a while actually on the MACD. So, there's a possibility of it happening over the weekend. But I could also see if we do, like maybe we break 77, we get 77.5, and then it goes back and forth between 76.5 to 77.5 until Monday. And then next week we kind of play around in the range or whatever. It's going to happen when it wants to, right? Obviously, like I'm just, talking about possibilities and speculating. But one thing I don't see happening is it just dumping hardcore. That's not something that I see happening at all. So if that happens, that'll shock the hell out of me.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think we see some buying pressure towards the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock Eastern hour, just because of the fact that the markets are closing and they can't buy during the weekend. And I think they don't want to have that FOMO going into it. Maybe some people go short during the weekend as well. I don't know. So we'll see what happens at around 3, 4 o'clock today. I think that hour is going to be very volatile in my opinion. But let's get into the Bitcoin fear and greed here. So last Friday we were at 75, which is actually kind of shocking to me because there's a lot of uncertainty then. Yesterday was a 77. Where do you think we're at today?
I'm gonna say that we're at like 79.
The other way.
Oh, interesting.
Which is weird to me, right? Like I was not expecting us to go the other way on this. I mean, it is pretty much a stable coin, right? Like a couple percentage points really isn't going to make or break this thing.
Yeah, and the 8 o'clock thing I think is what got us. It probably was dumping a little bit at 8 p.m. whatever time zone they go off of. I don't know what it is. Is it Eastern?
Well, it's 0 UTC.
Okay.
So now it's 7 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it was probably ticking down a bit yesterday. So but it has been stable in the 70s, and so it's gonna remain there until like we really blast off. I think when we blast through the 80,000 mark, it'll probably get into like the 80s, right? So
yeah. It's getting that Bitcoin.
It's crazy because I just want to say one more time that it's actually kind of following the price of Bitcoin. It's like 76,000. Yeah, 77 yesterday and stuff like that. So
anyway. That is funny. That is
weird.
I didn't even think about that. So we gotta get the 90,000 to get the 90.
No, I don't think it's gonna be like that. It just happened to be a coincidence right now.
Coincidence? I think not. No, I'm just kidding. Let's get into the Bitcoin price action brought to you guys by BitPerp. BitPerp is going to be one of the leading leverage trading platforms in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Not only will you be able to do Bitcoin and probably a lot of the bigger alts, but you also be able to do Bitcoin related assets. We're talking Ordi, we're talking Sats, we're talking potentially Tap, we're talking everything that you can possibly dream of. You will probably not gonna put words in the mouth, be able to do it on BitPerp. That's what I'm looking forward to. That's why I'm a big fan of what they're building and really looking forward for them to go live. It's looking like later this year, early next year, but right now, you guys can play in the paper trading competition on testnet. It is on BitLayer. It is on Core DAO, and it is on B Squared, and it is fun. I'm doing all three right now. I'm going long. I'm going short. Well, not really short, but I'm going long 150x and kind of learning what not to do, right? Because with paper money, you can do that. You can learn. You can make a lot of mistakes and not feel overwhelmed by it. So it's an easy way to do it, guys. I highly recommend it, and you're probably earning something, right? So looking forward to BitPerp.
Absolutely. And before we get into the Bitcoin price action, guys, if you're on the YouTube side, please smash that like for us and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and turn your notifications on so you know when we go live. On the X side, hit that like for us and share the space if you wouldn't mind. Let's get into the Bitcoin price action here. So you can see on the hour chart, I am bullish. I actually just took a position. I didn't realize I was at 2x though. I wish I would have 10x this. I did 10,000 at 2x. But I was up 4,379 on this account, which is the BitLayer. Anyhow, if you see here, you can see on the MACD that we have been in oversold or sold, like sell pressure really since the 6th, really 2 days ago, which doesn't seem like it because we've hit 2 all-time highs, right? But that is kind of bullish for me because I think once we get back into buy pressure is kind of when we bounce out and then really get into that 77,000 range, which could be very, very close. This is the hour chart. So looks like, you know, the blue and orange lines here on the MACD looks like they want to get closer and closer together, but the stochastics is a little bit tricky right here because it's showing like up, down, up, down. So a little bit uncertainty right here. And you can also see a little bit of that uncertainty here on the blue line too. It looked like it wanted to tick up a little bit closer to the orange and then it went back. So we might have to, you know, see a little bit more sell down here, but I did take a long because I do expect us to, you know, end up in the high 76,000s, maybe 77,000 for the second half of the day. And if we get to the 8-hour chart, you can see 8-hour charts looking pretty good. Gives us a week and a half forecast. MACD looks pretty decent. It does look like it weakened here a little bit. And sometimes that happens whenever you don't really get any, I guess, momentum, right? So, for example, we hit all-time highs, but the all-time highs were very within close range and then bounce right back, right? So hit an all-time high, you get rejected really quick. But yeah, so looks pretty good though. This kind of have this uptrend pole forming here, probably going to end up forming a flag of some sort, right? So, you know, how long does that take? Does this uptrend continue up? That's the question, right? So as of now, I think we look okay. If that hour chart does do what I said, then, you know, we see possibly breaking in 77,000 later, and then this will get stronger on the MACD on the 8-hour chart. But for the rest of the week, I think we're probably going to range back and forth with hitting minimal all-time highs and back and forth. And then, like I said, week and a half later down the line, 2 weeks maybe, that's when we break through 80,000. Could be completely wrong, so don't follow me. There's none of this is financial advice. This is just me, you know, seeing some trends that I like in, you know, with the charting here on BitPerp's platform. Another thing that I want to start doing a little bit more often is looking at the support and resistance. This is the hour chart you can see here. Data going back to, it looks like yesterday 4 p.m. Central Time. So that's enough data, I think, on the hour chart to see kind of what's happening here. But you can see the resistance is starting to pile up here, right? So you can see, you know, the resistance is overpowering the support here at the 75,970 mark, and you also have resistance over here at the 76,000. You have a resistance here too, and then you get support here at this level. So we kind of have to break through all this resistance to get up here at 76, I guess you would say like 100, around there. So we do need you know, kind of to get some buyers to build up, because right now we are seeing more support or resistance and support. So let's see what happens here in the next couple hours and see if this switches, because you can also see the MACD formed another red candle here. So maybe it is swinging back down a little bit, but that's okay, because that's what we've been doing the past 3 days anyways. So
Yeah, 100%. All right. What would you say for this weekend? Do you think it'll be bullish or bearish by going after what you said? Because a lot of times in a bull run, and we kind of said at the beginning of the show that we think we're in the early stages of the bull run, but a lot of times in a bull run, we run hard during the week and we have dips during the weekends. We have very, very steep dips of like, a couple $1,000s. Do you think this? Do we think this weekend's the beginning of that?
No, I don't think we see any like hard steeps or anything like that, but enough to maybe hit some stop losses. Because one thing that is so tricky is once people say, okay, bull run on, that a lot of times the people that have that gambling gene, even if you have a little bit, and a lot of times humans like to think they're smarter than they actually are, and so they'll take leverage positions, and it's just a little too early. And those market makers are definitely going to make you pay, and on the weekends is really good. But it's okay, because like what they'll do is they'll kind of swing back and forth enough to hit stop losses, right? And so then you kind of lose out on that. So I think if we don't get through 77,000 tonight, I probably see that happening over the weekend. Nothing like super steep or nothing super crazy over the weekend, up or down, but more of just trying to catch some stop losses each way.
Yeah, no, I agree. Market makers doing what they do best. Just jump into the roll call here. I'm excited for your comments because I haven't really looked at them yet about the drama shit. But I'm gonna read them. I'm gonna read them. I promise. But first is first on the show. We did put out the video a little late this morning, around 8 o'clock, and I apologize to anyone who checked last night trying to get in there. But I appreciate every single one of you guys. But Tim, today's your day, man. You win. You are a winner, my friend, and we appreciate you. You're one of our mods. Another one of our mods here, Yasher. Appreciate you, my friends. Yeah, baby. Let's see you smile, Shizzy. I love Yasher. He's always so positive. That is my guy. Bitmap Gallery is here with a honk. Danny Boy, it's our guy right there. GMGM. Mempool Punk is here. Fixed is here. Almost done. 71 is here. Dream Baked. To pray for everyone in the alternate reality where Kamala won.
I'm praying.
I love that comment. That's something I wouldn't have thought I'd see today. Steamy J is here. Ordinals tweets. And where's his brother?
Ordinals
no,
chips.
I don't see them. I don't see chips. But tweets is here. Bitmap Capital is here. TKO is here. Choda is here. Elvis is in the building. Elvis, bro. Elvis is here. I wonder, think it's Fat Elvis or Skinny Elvis?
I don't know. There's a Fat Elvis on Fractal, right? So
shout out to you, Elvis. Thank you so much. Yeah, I explained that. You've probably seen that already. Chief Axel's here. Nagi is here. You almost got me. You almost got me. Says Mike Tyson and versus Jake Paul. No, we need Shizzy versus Francis. Shout out to you, my friend. Me off. And then No is here. Followed by ICU, Glasshopper, J25. That's my guy. I appreciate Jay. We gotta get Jay back on the show. Be awesome to do one with me and you and Jay. Definitely want to reach out to you, my friend. NFT Hype is here. I Walk Alone is here. Elvis goes, live my ass off. Psyopcat is launching, and you're trying to push Glizzy. When? I don't think this is launching anytime soon, my friend.
Yeah.
And then we have.
Well, I want to say one thing about that. I feel like Psyopcat is kind of like how Voya was. Well, I feel like it was like Voya, right? Like people, it was like, so I get why like he wants to get the promotion out, is because like to be ready for this airdrop and things, you know. So that's what I compare it to. But anyways, let's move on.
Yeah, for sure. Yagobi is trying to be a diplomat. I read this one already. Shout out to ICU. Dude, we got a lot of the support desk in here. Shout out to Kramer, guy. Bullish on Shizzy, all beef Glizzy. Shout out to Kramerica. It's my man right there. Pelpa is here. Bit Honcho is here. Shizzy right. Francis is drama. Hey. Mr. Sheedy is here. D Love is here. TKO is here. Signing up for Yagobi life coach right now. This is TKO. Elvis is bye Ordinal Revolution. We'll see you later, bud. Thank you for stopping in. Wayne Taylor is here. And then we have I walk alone. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. The king is up. So let's take a deep breath and go get richer. Smash that like.
I love that perspective, man. He's been taking my class like every week. And so his life is amazing. No, I'm just kidding. I Walk Alone has great perspectives, man.
You're gonna have to start this class now. The people are gonna want to like hit you up, dude. Danny Boy says yes. Sorry all this happened, but I do believe in forgiveness. I do not, and I do think people have off days.
I'm working on them, Danny.
And then we have Wayne Taylor is here. Shout out to Wayne. Who gives a damn? People argue all the time. He called me I ain't gonna say that out loud. I don't want to get canceled. But Sixes is here. Gomo, Coinbase stock. That's a new one.
Coinbase stock is probably up, right? I would imagine.
I'm sure it is. Let's see. Yasher says, a great tweet that I read a couple days ago was appealing. The most successful investors are capable of doing nothing for a long time. That is true. I mean, the people who've made most money in Bitcoin are people who just hodled, right? So,
yep.
Putin said he does not ignore the dollar, and it's crazy how many perspectives change once you get somebody who's a little scary in the office, huh? So
yep.
Nighthawk is here, Paywan is here. Patty Pooh says Shizzy and Francis in the ring. Winner face BitBoy. Nah, you'd have to give me a lot of money to get in the ring. But Ant-Man is here. I will. It's just going to take a lot of money. Click Bang is here. Crypto Bitso is here. Sham is here. Zeesh is here. Is that the Zeesh man? Chain Watcher and Yasher at the end. Magical Flowers, good hype, and the Cypherpunk too. Shout out to all you guys. Zeesh comes in at the end. Karate Combat. Shout out to all you guys who make the roll call every single day. We appreciate every single one of you guys, man. It's all love in the chat. Appreciate that. So,
yes, sir.
All right. So we do have Fluid in about 9 minutes. He's going to be hopping in with us, but let's kind of get into something really quickly here. Unisat will purchase 200,000 FB from the open market to fund the LP rewards on Pizza Swap for future epochs. So right now, Epoch 1, 2, and 3 is being paid from the community grants. If you look in their tokenomics, they have an area where it says community grants, but that's, there's not a lot in there. So they're actually going into the open market, and that's why you saw a pump today in all things Fractal. Is because Fractal went in and they bought 200,000 FB. I don't know if that pump was due to them buying or they are going to be buying, but they're going to have a community address where everyone's going to be able to track the 200,000 FB that they buy. They do everything very transparent, and I love this move, by the way, because I feel like incentivizing that LP, especially right now, is huge because actually, swap is usable. Like I swapped today. It was like for like $1,000. It was like $20, right, from FB to BTC, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So it pumped all the way to $5.48. So it did come back down a little bit. It's back to $5, but it was at like 480, I think, or something like that. So still up from yesterday, but they listen to us. That is the good thing, right? I don't know if they listen to us, but I hope they did because we were telling them, hey, you need to market the incentives of adding LP, and they didn't do that at all on the modular swap on layer 1, but they still were able to get it to a certain point. But as you can see, I'm sharing my screen here, and you go to the trading pairs. If it wants to work for me here, there it is. You can see these three are well above number 4. Right. And so, Glizzy's at 345,000. You have FB and Sats at 464. Now, SB and Sats, I do expect that to get to 1 million. I think that it should get to 1 million pretty quick. And Glizzy probably won't take too much longer to follow up with that. But, them posting this and buying FB not only is good for Pizza Swap, but it's good for FB in general, because now this kind of makes people bullish on FB heading into, a leg up in Q4. And people have been kind of down on it, right? Because they're just like, FB was at $30 and now it's at $5. And so be patient, guys. You got to remember, like when BNB launched in 2017, people had to wait 3 years because, they launched, I think, at kind of in the middle, kind of going down in that bull run, and that bull run was very short, right? So it was very short. So this has an opportunity to do something more similar to the second bull run that BNB experienced. I don't think it does exactly the same because BNB got to $200, but $50 is easy, $80 possible. So in the actual peak of the bull run for this. So this is good for the overall ecosystem of Fractal, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. It's bringing liquidity, right? You're saying that it's $1.5 million. If you go to pizzafarm.io, you can actually see all the liquidity kind of added. They do a really good job there. I love that site. It's one of my favorite sites to check. But I guess my point is that when Fractal getting like people using it, right? There's trade. There were 700 trades yesterday on Glizzy. A lot of them are like small trades, but still there was still a lot of trades there, and someone is definitely market making it. I don't know who, but there's someone definitely sitting there trading a couple dollars here and there. But it's by a lot of different wallets, so I don't know.
You have to do it. You have to have a market maker. If you don't have a market maker in your big project and there's no volume, that's a bad sign. So,
well, that's the thing. So Glizzy's a $2 million asset, and it has a $300,000 liquidity pool. Like that. That's insane to me, and that's why I am bullish on it, because I think it's an easy win. There's going to be some point where it gets to like 10 million, where I'm just going to kind of sit quiet. I'm not going to be selling, but I'm going to be sitting quiet because I don't want anyone getting hurt. But right now, I just can't see anyone getting hurt right now. I mean, it's one of the 3 pairs in the freaking epochs. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get how anyone could be bearish on it. Honestly, it seems like such an easy win, but that's not financial advice. Things can happen. So Fractal can go to 0 and it could go right to 0 with it, but there's definitely risks. But as an investor, you got to take on the risks and think. But this is break right. 200,000 FB going to the next 4, 5, and 6, and then they'll have to buy again to do epoch 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right?
Yep, and that's the bullish part, is that they're being consistent, they're being transparent, and they're buying FB for LP, so that will get filled up because people will earn that. Are you going to let the top, providers earn most of this? I would hope that there'd be a lot of participants to try to earn as much FB as you can.
I agree. So get to the next thing here. We have a couple more minutes. I'll actually skip that one for now and get that one a little later. Okay, so Bitsmiley airdrop claim. So if you're one of the people who had a Bitsmiley, and we talked to some people who he said he put his Bitsmiley into staking, but he did it in Merlin staking, which is just bridging. And he didn't do it in the Bitsmiley.io. But if you did stake your BitDisk in Bitsmiley.io today, you got your airdrop. So go to their site. You did have to. Did you get yours, Yagobi? I know you did your.
I did it yesterday. When did they do it?
This morning.
Okay, so let me check if I got in on this round though. I don't think I did.
I think you might have, because they were saying people were able to do it today and potentially get it today. So I did mine. So what they're doing too is they took 100%. You're getting about, I want to say about, I don't know, $300-$400 for each disc, but they're only giving you like $130 of that, right? So it's not like a big airdrop, but as hopefully the token goes up, you'll get, every couple months you'll be able to get in there and get your stuff out. So I don't know. I'm disappointed in Bitsmiley. I should have realized back then before I bought so many of these things, but I'm only getting like 20% of the value that I spent on these things. So
yeah, at the end of the day, well, you never know, the market cap could go up, could jump up. Yeah. So what is the name of the token?
A Smiley.
It's just Smiley.
Smile. It might be Smile. I can give you the contract address. You need the contract address?
Yeah, because I want to see if I got it.
Well, you have to claim it. You have to go to the Bitsmiley.io and actually claim it, and then you'll get it.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
But I can definitely put that in the chat for anyone who wants it. All you have to do is go to Bitsmiley's Twitter, and it's like 6 or 7 tweets down, but you'll eventually find it.
Well, can you go to their website to claim it?
You have to go to their website, but if you want the contract address of the coin, so after you claim it, you're not going to see it. But then if you put the contract address, you'll see it.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
So I'm just looking for it really quickly. I got it. So yeah, it's like 4 or 5 tweets down. And I'll put it in the chat for you guys, and I'll put it in the private chat for you, Yagobi. For anyone who needs it. He said it's on TradingView at the bottom. Smile. Okay. Oh, you can get the contract address on TradingView. Okay. Well, that's good. And then I'll put this in here for you. All right. Let's go into the next thing here. But what's your opinion, real quick, on Bitsmiley and the way they're doing the airdrop? First off,
I think it's, I don't know, like I guess it's an easy way to do it, right? Yeah. But it was tough, right? Because let's go back to like February of 2023. We were so early then that we didn't even realize it, because we had experienced these like pre-bull market runs in ordinals, right? Sorry, February of 2024. And so because we had good gains in 2023, at the end of the year, we were like, okay, 2024, which was the halving year, we expected more. We've always been expecting more. And then like eventually it's all going to lead up to like the spring of 2025. And it's crazy because like we didn't expect the Q4 of 2023 to be like how it was. I think that was the biggest thing. And once that kind of changed our mind and we were like, oh no, like this is bullish. Like we're about to go into like a amazing year. And 2024 wasn't horrible. There was a couple months, you know, in the year that was really good for our ecosystem. But anyhow, this came out in 2024, February 2024, and it was really hyped up. And then because they didn't see the continuous like hype, because it wasn't time yet, they were kind of in the same mentality as us, and they ended up kind of backing off, and just like all the other Bitcoin layer 2s except for Merlin, and they were like, okay, we're gonna wait, and everybody waited. And so that's what I think the problem is. But there's also still big potential for like this project and other projects if they can execute, and we'll see if they do.
Yeah, that's the question, right? So if this token does 10x, it was worth it, right? But if this token does not, then it wasn't. But we're talking $300 million market caps. They came out at 30 million. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. So as we wait for Fluid here, we'll kind of get into Bell's coin, and that is spelled wrong there. So let me edit that. But it's so Bell's coin, they have an earn thing on Binance where you can earn 1.86 APY using the Binance website. But this is pretty crazy, right? But is that what you got from this? Because I know you were real hyped on this when you saw it this morning.
I don't see the banner up.
Yeah, there it goes. Okay. Bell's coin earn on Binance 1.8, so you can deposit your Bell's coin to Binance right now.
Bro, I mean, like if this is not like an indicator that they're gonna eventually list it, I don't know what is.
Yeah,
I could be wrong by that, but look. Also, though, they do the merge mining, and so they earn Bells, they mine it.
Yeah.
But if you're giving it as a reward, you have to eventually list it, right? I mean, that's just weird.
Well, I guess we have to go back and kind of see
if they've ever done this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, usually I know that some people have they've done like promotional campaigns with like onboarding things.
Yeah.
You know, before in the past, I know centralized exchanges do that sometimes. Well, you'll get like an extra bonus of something if you buy it or whatever to kind of get it going. But this is totally different than that. This is just straight up like you can stake, basically, is what it is, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's very small percentage, 1.8%, but still, it's better than just. I mean, and you are giving up custody, which is a big deal to some people. But I mean, would you do this? Would you put your bells on Binance? I probably wouldn't.
No.
I would not for that.
But what I would do if I didn't have any exposure to bells, I would run and go get exposure to it.
Yeah,
right,
for sure.
That's what I would do.
Yeah,
I go download that good old Nintendo wallet, and then buy some bells from either non KYC or Xcoin or whatever, and then send it over. Which I've already done that, by the way. But
yeah.
I did that before because we were ready.
But yeah, for sure. I mean, when you have what's in you have Adam McBride on the show. I mean, you can't not get bullish talking to that guy about Bell. So I think that's what we both did. But Opcat is on testnet. Is coming to Bell's chain. This is another big thing to me, man. I'm very bullish on Bell's chain right now.
Well, and another thing too is that like these UTXO chains, right? One of our partners that's about to jump on, they came from a UTXO chain, and I think that this is the cycle for the UTXO boom. But we talked to somebody yesterday or the day before, was it? And they're utilizing Fractal as like their test net right now because it's like 1 cent to test things, and so you can toggle from Fractal to Bitcoin, and so there's uses for these UTXO chains, right? So I think that we're going to see more of that, and Bells will get more involved as they add more technical aspects to it, like Opcat. They have Taproot now and stuff like that. So it's interesting though, like like Bells is one of those that like you don't have super hard shillers for it, but it's just organically getting its attention.
100%. I agree. You find this banner here. Here it is. All right, guys, it's Friday, so you know what that means. It is Fluid Friday. We do it every single Friday around 12 o'clock. And today we are delighted to have the man, the myth, the legend, CTO himself. I saw you, my friend, doing some exercises yesterday that I thought I would die if I tried. What is up, man?
Exercises
that was awesome. So he did this thing where he was pushed on the floor and went up in the air, and I was like, "Holy crap, dude!"
Are you an acrobat, Raul? How are you doing, sir?
Uh-oh. I don't know if I can hear him. Can you hear him?
Oh, yeah. I think something's going on with your mic there. We can't hear you. Yeah, I'm gonna actually look that up though. I'm gonna look up his X account and see what you are talking about. Yeah,
can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
There you go.
Okay.
So first question: are you an acrobat?
No, I am not.
Okay. How are you doing?
I try to disconnect a bit sometimes from my computer, and I go to do some exercises. And trust me, it seems so easy in that video, but the first time I tried it, I was just falling.
So if you like followed breakdancing, that reminds me of like the turtle move back in the day, you know, where you just freeze and you can turtle like that. But that's really cool.
I was impressed, man. You impress me every week, right? All right.
So you have some big news today. Something went live, right? If you want to talk about that.
Exactly. I think that you are just actually the first ones to know, because we haven't tweeted yet. We are going to tweet in a few minutes. In the stake vaults, dog staking is finally live, and we are actually going to tweet in a few minutes, and everyone can go on Fluid, go on the staking section. There is the dog staking. There is a max cap per wallet. We would like to attract the most users as possible, so avoid big whales jumping on. And
Gotcha.
the rewards this time, we are going to try something different. So you stake dog, you get dog as a reward. Is split equally across stakers, but also you get what's the name, Momento Mori, something like that.
Yes, you can see right here. So the pool looks like, so really quick for people in the audience that's listening, you go to fluidtokens.com and then you click launch Bitcoin, because they also have their platform on Cardano. We'll get into that a little bit later here. And then from there, after you click that, that will open the Bitcoin site, and then you click staking here. And then you can see dog is the first staking vault that we are talking about right now. So you can see the details here. It unlocks December 31st of this year. So the last day of the year is the unlock. And it looks like the total cap of like dog that can be staked is 100 million. Cap per wallet is 200,000 dog per wallet. And the rewards that's going to be dispersed and split amongst stakers are 3 million dog and plus 50,000 Memento Mori, split across all the stakers, right? So I got all that details correct, right?
Perfect. Yes.
Awesome.
What's the how long do you have to do it?
So we have 22 days until the end of the month, basically.
Okay.
Yep. So you want to get that staked before the end of November. You got 22 days, 6 hours, 53 minutes left. But yeah, so, you know, what has this whole staking aspect of your platform, what has that experience been like? Because no one else offers this right now. If you could maybe explain what the experience has been like for you, Raul.
Yes, absolutely. So first of all, we are so happy that we had our first 2 unlocks this month. So we had the first unlock of runestones and also Billy Cats, yes. And how did it work? The cool thing is that Fluid has no control over it, because Fluid has no control over the assets. So they are under a script, time lock script, that has the user key. You can verify this actually on your own if you are a dev, or if you know a bit of the scripting language, or otherwise you can see that every time that you stake, let's say that you stake one ordinal, then you wait, then you stake another, you can see that you are the only one.
Oh, we might have lost him.
Address has your key.
Yeah, so we lost you for a second there, but you were saying that when you stake an ordinal, that the ordinal goes into an address that is assigned to your wallet. So for the people in the audience that doesn't know, Bitcoin wallets actually have thousands of addresses, right? So the way that the staking vaults work is once you stake your ordinals, the mechanism, the script selects one of those addresses and deems it a staking address, right? and then whatever is in that address is locked to the certain block height that the staking vault is set to. Did I say that correctly?
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And I would say one thing. There are actually two OP codes on Bitcoin that allow you to do time lock scripts. And one is the one that says about the block you can unlock at this block, and the other one instead is the one that say you can unlock at this time. Okay, so there are two different ones. The use case is actually the same. However, this is what happens when you use the time lock. That is the one that we are using, the time one. As I say to you guys in private, the Bitcoin time is actually 1 hour later. Why? Because it takes all the last 11 blocks and makes an average of the time of that.
Gotcha.
Therefore, it's a bit in the past. And but as soon as it unlocks, that's it. Nobody can stop users to get their rewards. Nobody can go in the middle. You are the only one getting your ordinals, and it's kind of nice because if you check the transactions when you unstake, you can see the code of the script, what's going on, and you can see that it's only your key.
Yeah, exactly. And in one transaction, you get your ordinals and the reward back, so you don't have to make two transactions for that, right?
Exactly.
Gotcha. And I think people can wait an extra hour. I mean, they're waited a whole month. So,
so when I go, so it's not like an airdrop, correct? I do have to go in and unstake it as well, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
I can
it's
actually
very
show that. I do have
it's
that
very
here.
useful because it optimized a lot the transaction fees and the transaction cost, actually, because this means that when you unstake, you don't have to do two transactions, one for claiming and the other one that we do. It's all happen all in the same transaction, and this is actually the power of UTXOs, because you can do multiple stuff, parallel stuff in one transaction. So it's very cool.
Yeah. So do you feel like, your experience in working on Cardano has helped you maneuver a lot on Bitcoin? Because we don't see a lot of Bitcoin devs doing stuff like this right now.
Yes, actually, probably there are some similar script languages on Cardano, a basic script languages, and therefore the same applications that we do on Cardano are the same that we are using on Bitcoin. Of course, there are more limitations on Bitcoin. However, this helps us a lot to speed up the architecture and the design of the flow of the platform itself.
Gotcha. Yeah, and when we have our weekly meetings, one of the things that you said was, you were getting some feedback from the community about, unstaking, and Shizzy just went over that, and it kind of made us realize that, there's a lot of people in the Bitcoin ecosystem that aren't very familiar with DeFi. Maybe didn't have a lot of experience staking in the EVM world, or maybe Cardano or another UTXO chain that has that. And so that's something that we're going to focus on, guys, because, I think we need to kind of step up for y'all because we have that experience. So we'll kind of hit on some of the fundamentals of DeFi, right? Because that is definitely a fundamental part of staking, is staking the asset and unstaking. It's not an airdrop. There's a two-step process to this. So,
yeah. I have a question. So about a month ago, we talked to you, and you kind of were saying how eventually anyone's gonna be able to make their own vaults. Are we still? Do we have a timeline for that potentially, or is that something you guys are still working on?
No, okay. Yes, we say that, and we are actually going to do it because it's really easy for projects to do it on their own without reaching to us. What we are trying to do is find a standard. Why this? Because if you check our staking vaults, you will see that every project kind of has a different reward, a different type of unstake, and so on. So we are trying to find the most standard possible way, because otherwise we are going to keep changing, and it's going to be the same.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. The
Some
amounts of the reward, basically,
exactly,
right? So do you think it would make sense to like maybe have 3 options? Like if you do, I guess that changes so frequently though, because one supply of one token could be 1 billion and one supply of one token could be 100 million. So the reward of just setting 10 million reward tokens doesn't make sense for each, you know? So,
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. So that's that's basically the last step that you guys are trying to figure out.
Exactly.
Okay.
And most important, we are trying to collaborate with wallets directly, because it would be nice that first of all, you are able to do it directly on your wallet. So you have your assets and you are able to stake directly from there. And the other thing is that in the transaction itself, you are able to view the details of the time lock scripts that you are interacting with.
Awesome. I love that. I love that. Love that. Love that. Okay, so there was a little bit of a, I don't know if it was a hint, but I saw on the Fluid X account that you guys you asked the community, should we open up another staking vault for runestones? And I think you got some positive feedback for that. So is that in the plans, or are you holding off on that?
No. We are just waiting a bit, but runestones staking will be live again. We are
Awesome.
calculating what the rewards could be. Most important because probably in the first round, some users tested, played with it. They wanted to learn, but not everyone knew about staking or was able to do it because there was a deadline until you could stake. And now all the ones that were left outside would like to try again. And so we're probably going to set it live again.
Yeah, and one of the cool things about this staking mechanism, and I could be wrong on this, so correct me if I am, is you mentioned to me, because you know the whole point of runestones is Leonidas is supposed to airdrop 2 more runes tokens, right? So if I have my runestone staked in the vault, it's going to be in an address that is assigned to my Bitcoin address that will release at a certain block height. But if the airdrop comes, then it will drop into that staking address, correct? And
Exactly.
once I'm ready to unstake, I will get my runestones back, the staking rewards, and the airdrop token will automatically come in one transaction?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's interesting because, you know, that has been a worry, I think, for stakers with Bitcoin layer 1 assets with ordinals and stuff. They just like, you know, they're worried that they might not get the airdrop of some, remember airdrop season and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I really like that, you know, it just goes, basically it becomes a part of your unlock process.
Exactly.
So.
Amazing. If I was somebody who wanted to get my project staked, what would be the way of doing that? Do I contact you, or what is the best way to kind of reach out?
Right now, they could easily reach out to us via Twitter or Discord, and we will be happy to help them. The process of onboarding is pretty straightforward, so we are able to set up a staking vault in less than 1 week.
Wow.
Awesome. That's awesome.
And if you are out there and you guys can reach out to us too, you can drop it in the comments if you watch this video later, and we can get you set up in a Telegram group with Raul directly as well, so you guys can do that. But absolutely awesome.
Yeah, and so my last question for you is, have you guys noticed that you've gotten more attention, I guess, because of the staking services that you're offering? Has that worked in that way for you guys?
Yes, also. What happened is that some users have never used Bitcoin DeFi or Bitcoin dApps before because of the staking, and they were exposed to Dog and the runestones. They tried it out, and once they were in the platform, they said, "Oh, but I can even get more Dog in the
DEX.
exactly." So they asked us, how can I set up a limit order? How can I do it? And so on. And so it's actually working in this way. So you are able to onboard the users with something really straightforward and easy to understand, and then they can play around.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, there's a lot of TGEs coming up for runes tokens for projects in our ecosystem. I can imagine that, you know, you guys are going to be pretty busy after that, because I'm sure some of these projects are going to want to, you know, allow their holders to earn rewards. So Fluid's going to be the household name for staking, in my opinion. I'm super excited about that. Any details that you have for the community that we haven't talked about, maybe they can look forward to?
Yes, absolutely. So right now, one of the major feedbacks that we got is that the experience on landing, the users would like to be more fast. What does it mean? Of course, we are limited by Bitcoin for the time, 10 minutes at least of block time. However, it would be very, very nice if you can go in the DApp, and with one click, in the same way that you stake, you can borrow against your Bitcoin or against your Rune or against your Ordinal. So you don't have anymore to do the communication with the other party, asking for the loan, checking the terms, and so on. And at the same time, you want to have the security of having not custodial. You don't want the assets to be in custody of someone who knows what happens. And this is what we are actually working on. This is the experience that we want to deliver. And this is actually the main reason why you actually can't see yet runes on our landing part. As I say to you guys, our protocol for landing right now is already compatible with runes. Like, we could just turn it on. However, we want to do something different. We want to turn it on when we have instant liquidity. So in one click, you are able to land and borrow without having to worry again. So in 10 minutes, you are done.
Gotcha. So is that something that's coming soon, or when are you looking at possibly adding that?
I think that is coming in January, or at longest in February, because we are working closely to another project that is enabled this kind of computing
Feature.
on Bitcoin layer 1, and we want to do it together with them, actually. And it's coming pretty well, so I'm excited about this.
Awesome.
Yeah, I just want to show one more thing here. So we do know that you do have a token right now called FLDT, and eventually it'll be a rune backed 1-to-1. And I did want to show CoinGecko, because your coin
Again
has been seriously up only. Like, it has been, I don't know what you guys are doing over there, but seriously, it's been just up only. So I want to say congratulations to you guys over there. It's like, obviously the prices go up is good, but that it's feedback, right? It's feedback, people saying, we in this project, and you're getting a lot of that right now, because it's every single day. I mean, you guys are doing better than Bitcoin right now.
I mean, honestly though, like when it comes to like raw like DeFi, and then working it out, and then users actually touching it and doing things, I think Fluid is at the top in Bitcoin right now. I mean, like, yeah, you can do certain things on different platforms, but like, I just feel like this staking mechanism is so powerful, because we haven't, TVL has not been here unless you're doing something like Babylon, which is totally different approach. That's not, you have to be a big whale to kind of participate in that. This is for the everyday user, right? And then also, you guys have been doing a lot of stuff for kind of like bridging communities with Cardano and Bitcoin, and we can maybe wait for next Fluid Fridays to get more into that, because I know there's more details to come to that. But you guys are just building and keep doing what you're doing. We meet with you guys, and for our audience, we meet with our partners every week and go over a game plan and what's going on and stuff like that. So we know what they're doing, man, and these guys are building. So just keep doing that, because you guys are doing the right things. So it's awesome to see.
Thanks a lot, guys. Always a pleasure.
All right. We will talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Bye.
All right. Get this banner back up. Well, shout out to Raul, shout out to Fluid, man. Absolutely amazing as always. Raul's awesome. Like a couple weeks ago, he came on. It was like he's not Satoshi, and then and now he's on the floor doing this. I was amazed. I
liked his response though. He was like, sometimes I just get away, and sometimes we need to do that.
Seriously.
I'm not very vocal when I'm going through like high anxiety or anything, but the election definitely was something that was getting to me. And as soon as that was over, I went to the gym the next day. I hadn't gone to the gym for probably 3 weeks or a month.
Yeah.
But anyways, one of our comments here. Light from the Omen community said he's staking his Omen right now, his Omen ordinal for dog go to the moon token. So shout out to you, Light. You know, it's gonna be a good day when you unstake that, because that's how I felt with my Billy Cats.
I'm staking my I have an Omen as well. I bought one for a tutorial that we did, and I'm actually hoping for big things. That'd be amazing if I bought it for as a tutorial to kind of show people what to do, and then it ends up going for like $600-700 later down the line. So yeah, so the Omen community is definitely strong. Appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got anything else?
Yeah, I got a couple more stuff if you're cool with that. I want to go a little longer.
Yeah, it's Friday, man.
Yeah, man. Well, some people would say I want to get out of here early on Friday, but
not when you love what you do.
100%. So Pups migration has concluded with 92% of the BRC20 moved to runes. Pups treasury has $17 million in token value at this point, because the 8% is not going to be brought over, so that's staying in the Pups treasury. Sounds like plenty of money to pay for Binance, so that is indication. But we did have some pushback from a guy named Domo.
Yeah, you know, and it's kind of wild because Domo's a reserved person. You know, if you've heard him speak on Spaces, he's really reserved, but he also represents, you know, kind of like the innovation of BRC20, right? And he is looked at by a lot of people as the founder of that protocol, right? And so for him to come out with this, I wasn't too shocked, but he is a reserved type personality, so that's where I was shocked. I was kind of like, okay, this is a little bit of drama here.
Yeah. You want to read this? Because you said it's a joke, but I don't see where Domo's joking. Maybe it's
well, I mean, I feel like there's sarcasm in here, you know, subtle sarcasm, kind of little jabs. But it says Domo posted. He says, "For the record, I believe people should have the freedom to choose any standard that they want their assets in. However, there are better ways to achieve this than taking from your community to benefit billionaires." Well, that's the part, like benefit billionaires, like that's the joke. Like there's no billionaire, but multi-millionaire maybe. Yeah, for sure. I think he is now. Yeah. But then there's this graphic that says Pups 20 million community raise. And it says led by unaware community members. So the sarcasm continues. And it says notable angels, Dave in prison, James in coma, Jen who doesn't speak English, Sarah not on Twitter, and then finally going to, and it's billionaires' pockets, right? So that's definitely like interesting. Unless he's saying the billionaires are like Binance and yeah, I mean, it doesn't cost 17 million to get listed on there, but you are supposed to give a certain amount of your tokens, I think, is kind of the expectation. And $17 million worth of tokens is well enough. But will Binance take this as a listing? You know, like in terms of strength of community in the Runes token ecosystem, I mean, it's there. $240 million market cap, right?
Yeah.
So how do you feel about all this?
I've never been a really big fan of BRC20s until Pizza Swap. So, you know, a couple weeks ago, I probably would have said good, man. You know, the runes are just a better option because no transfer inscription. But now with Pizza Swap happening, and no, I'm serious because it's
I know,
smooth trading experience, right? So, and that's, you know, my opinion is I'm willing to change my opinion once new technology comes out. Right. And I don't like trading BRC20s outside the Pizza Swap. I probably would never do that. There's no reason to buy or sell unless I can arbitrage. Like so if I can make some money doing it, and then it's worth doing a transfer inscription, right? If I can make a few $100 here and there, and you know, make what some people making a full day of working by doing, I think that's different. But like I only really like trading in the Pizza Swap if I'm trading BRC20s anyway. And it's a smooth experience. But to the point with Domo here is he got to be a little pissed off that, you know, Pups and Wizards are kind of leaving BRC20s, something where they, you know, he gave them the opportunity to be this cultural meme coin, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. You know, it is kind of interesting that he came at it this way. Like I said, he's typically reserved. And then he comes out with this post here, right? And says this. So it's like, as he start trying to like let the overall Bitcoin ecosystem community know that he feels like this was a bad move by Pups, or is he trying to make BRC20s look better?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks. I'm so I'm kind of so pissed to reading that, but yeah, let's kind of move on. What was the question? I'm sorry.
I mean, obviously he's joking, man. You know, he threw a super chat in there, man.
All right, let's just talk about it. I'll
Yeah.
read it. So go buy yourself 1 year supply of Fruit of the Loom black t-shirts. They're not Fruit of the Loom, they're Russell t-shirts on me, and throw a few disposable razor blades so you can shave those pubes off your face, homie. Don't start something if you can't finish a cupcake. All right, buddy. Well, thank you for your $500. I'm going to use that money to send you a bag of thongs because we know you like shit up your ass. But yeah. So besides that, so look out for a bunch of thongs coming your way. I'll make sure my face is on them.
so this is the funny, friendly banter. I think is that. Look, I think this is funny and friendly. Look, you know, $500, bro.
But that's the shit where I like going back and forth with, right? But when he gets personal with shit and kind of comes at our brand for no reason at all, that's when it changes.
Well, that's why I said that. Like, you know, it depends on like the day of your friend, right? Like what they're going through and stuff like that. So, but appreciate that, Francis. You know, not the pubes thing. I didn't even know if you thought. At first, I was like, is he talking about me? I'm like, but I got my beard is more straight haired. So
yeah. I got one more topic before we get out of here on this Friday. Community tokens versus meme coins. So I have this thing right now that I'm kind of going through mentally where people keep calling all these tokens meme coins. Memes are funny. If I say something about, oh, I sent you this meme this morning, 99% of the time, well, 100% of the time, it's funny. The reason I sent it to you because I thought it was funny. A lot of these tokens coming out as meme coins are not funny. Dog Go to the Moon. There is nothing about that is funny. $1 Billion Cat, nothing about that is funny. Ordi's a little different. Ordi, like I said, you can. I don't think Ordi's a meme coin. Sats, I don't think that's a meme coin either because these coins are just not funny, right? And stuff like that. So maybe I'm wrong here. But I think there's two different types of coins. I think there's community tokens, which is all these tokens that I mentioned. And then you got meme coins. You got coins that are actually kind of funny, right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong here?
I mean, I think that it really depends on the perspective of the person. But in general, you are right? Because like, I think whenever, like when Sheep first came out, it wasn't funny. Doge could have been looked at as funny.
Doge was funny because it was a play on Bitcoin. Well, it was just like, hey, like I'm creating a chain.
It was like
exactly.
Money.
And I'm creating a chain, like that you guys are creating digital gold. I'm creating a dog chain, right? So that's why it was funny. It was like big FU
dude, but like
the Bitcoin
Sheep literally just jumped on the coattails of Doge and completely benefited big time. Because like first of all, it wasn't even like creative. You know, usually whenever someone copies something, it doesn't really work. But Sheep, like for some reason, that damn breed of Shiba Inu dog, like it's been copied like 4 times. Even Bonk got, you know, Bonk is basically a Shiba Inu, but it's kind of just a cartoon version, right? So, but back to your question here, community tokens versus meme tokens. So I think that community tokens are going to be something that is more in the future of like kind of like what was the guy's name that started this whole meme super cycle? Murad. He was talking about this like for a purpose or something, right?
Yeah.
But like the ones that are that kind of like let's go in one extreme of the funny part. So one extreme of the funny part was ridiculous, too ridiculous. It was the Harry Potter Sonic head.
That was funny though.
But it was like to the extreme, to like the name of the token was just so long.
Yeah.
And then you have the not funny one. So a more of a community one, I think is something that could be like, I don't know, what do you think, like maybe Ordi or Rune coin?
Ordi is the definition of a community coin. sats, you know, a definition of a community coin. And I think it's okay. I love it. I mean, community coins are such a good name for it. I just think we gotta try to separate the two, because I think there's not a lot of meme coins, and I'm gonna start a new campaign called Making Meme Coins Funny Again, because we need funny in our meme coins. Otherwise, what's the point? I mean, they're called meme coins. They're not called community fun stuff. With community cult coin, like, it's not, you know what I mean? So I just think we should start separating the two, and I'm going to start the narratives, make meme coins funny again. Like, so someone had a cat token called PUSSY. It's pretty funny. Like, you know what I mean? I think so. You don't think that's funny? I mean, it's a cat token.
You can't even say it.
I know, but that's the best. I don't think it's going to do well, but at least they tried, right? That's the point. And you have other tokens.
Okay, so like I think $1 Billion Cat is definitely a community token, right? But with like brandability to it, right? But what was the last funny one that did huge numbers? Like Dog with Hat isn't funny.
Well, in that extent too, like I think, I mean, it's a dog with hat, right? So it's like it's stupid funny. It's like, you smile, like, that's the thing. If it can make you smile,
because now, like, I'm picturing that picture of like the dog with like the beanie on. But it's not funny. That funny.
It's still enough. Most memes aren't funny, right? They're just like, oh yeah, I get what they're trying to do there, right? But like Homer Simpson going to the weeds, you know what I mean? It's you understand the point of it, right? So I don't know. Am I wrong with this? Am I wrong thinking we need to separate?
No, I just think, well, I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal to people. I think if like they're gonna jump on a movement, they're gonna jump on a movement, whether it's a community token or a meme token, to where it's funny, you know. So it's just. Yeah. So that one, but how big will that get? Can it be?
Won't get big, but it's definitely funny.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying, like, I don't mean if we get big. I just
like you got to be able to say it at Thanksgiving dinner. You know what I'm saying? You can't say, hey, so
Harry Balzac.
They're like, hey, you know, Yagobi's in the crypto. Any coins that you want to tell us that you got into? Harry Balzac. Zach. No, right? Obviously. But you can say, oh, I bought some coin called Bonk. It's a meme coin. It's about like a dog or whatever. You know, I think it has to be like, you can say it at Thanksgiving dinner for it to get into like the top 10. Or top 20, you know.
I agree.
If you can't say that Thanksgiving dinner, then if someone tried to get one that was going, remember that you hated because you're like, I'm kids, I can't say that. They would constantly jump in our spaces. It was DB, remember?
Oh, I remember that.
You can't say it.
That one sucked. That wasn't even funny. That was just.
Was that a tap token? I think it was a tap token.
It was tap token. What was it again?
DB, DIC. KBUTT.
Oh, I got it. That's pretty. It's funny though. It's funny.
But you were like at the point to where like you're like, oh man,
he
like,
was annoying though. That dude was just annoying. Like, I think it was more about him than it was about the name for me. Like, anytime he would get on spaces, I'm like, shut up. You had like, this is not even good.
I know, like, we're trying to educate people on Saturday morning. Okay, guys. Thank you for coming back to the Ordinal Revolution Builder Space. We got a great lineup for you, and then we're naming all the speakers, and then we're like, also on the stage is Dick Butt. Like, you know, like, we just lose all credibility at that point for the educational space that we have to run. And that was the problem.
It was Saturday morning. Bob Bodley's listening with his kids in the background.
Yeah,
and we're talking about Dick Butt. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean. But Francis did say, invite me in. Shall we send him an invite? Or
it's Friday, man. Let's do it. He still loves us, so let's get him back in. Let's get him in.
To him? He's blocked. I can't send.
You need to unblock that guy, man.
I don't know. Let's see if he comes in here, and let's see what happens. So tune in, guys. Don't miss out. He might be walking in. He did say bye, so I'm not sure if he is, but that was only a couple minutes ago, so we'll see.
Yeah. Well, you know, we'll give him about 10 minutes and stuff, but like,
I'm gonna jump into some.
I'm glad that it's like, you know, we're back to the humor side of things, you know, because at the end of the day, like, you know, like the funny thing is that like both of y'all have like haters from like other sides, and then like I feel like I'm the only person in this whole space that like doesn't have a hater, and if I do, they're like silent about it, because like if someone's like, man, Yagobi's a dick, and they're like, who the fuck are you?
Well,
like,
you know, Jack Lou was your one hater.
Oh god, that one was an awkward one, but like I mean, I just spoke truth, you know. I was at the pulpit. Yeah. And I was just preaching to the people. You gotta watch out for this guy. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, man. All right, let's jump into some market updates here real quick because I think it's really important. I want to go to the 1 day. Dog, man, down 14% on the day. What's going on with it? Especially when you have Pups up 5%, Gizmo up 21%, billion dollar cap 6%. Memento. So we're calling these the top 5 now. I think because we have to, not by choice, but just by it is what it is. But Dog is the only one going down while these 4 are going up. What's going on?
I don't know. That was weird. I was actually just looking at that, honestly. I was just looking at that, and you know, it was weird. It's weird that it's 14% down, but I guess it's a good time if you wanted to stake in that vault, because you can get it cheap because it's below $400 million market cap now. But it is the only one in the top 10 that is down. That is weird. I don't know. What would you contribute that to?
Just more PvP, right? People are trying to get a little bit more risk on, and you know, Dog being a high market cap, but I guess that doesn't explain why Pups is up. Besides the fact that Solana, but there's money going in Gizmo right now, which is a derivative of Pups. Pup goes up 5%, it goes up 20% because of the market cap situation. So I just think it's PvP. I think it's player versus player, which means that people are leaving Dog to kind of get a little bit more risk on. I could be completely wrong, but it's the only explanation I got.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say here, except for maybe let's see if the floor is thin though. No, it's not either. Like you're talking about a couple
floor.
Yeah, you know, you got a couple lots at you know, 0.00376, and it goes at 0.0038 and then 0.00383. But at the same time, I feel like Pups just kind of like bolstered their chest out and we're like, we have $17 million in our treasury, you know, like what do you guys have? And then you know, Leonidas 5 minutes later will be like, Binance, you need to list Doggo to the moon because it is the biggest community in runes. And I mean, look, the guy puts in overtime. He does. You got to hand it to him for that. But at the same time, there's got to be someone at Binance that are like, block this guy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm blocking him because he is a bugaboo.
Well, why did Leonidas do this to himself? Why would he put this on his shoulders? Like I would never do this. Like, you know, Glizzy, I didn't launch Glizzy. I like being a part of the community. I think it's funny. I'm gonna like it until it gets to like $10-20 million market cap, and then I'm just gonna hold it and not gonna really say much about it because I don't want anyone getting hurt. But like, a lot of people can get hurt with this. Like a lot of people can get hurt with this. Why did he put this responsibility on his shoulders?
Like, okay, so like the thing about Leonidas and Runestones and Dog is I can't ever like say anything bad about it. I mean, obviously, like if he like hurts people, right? But like because like I benefited, I think I got 12 Runestones, dude.
Yeah,
that was a free like $24,000.
Depending on you sold it, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you when I sold it. You know what I'm saying? So you know, and so to me, and to I think to some of these ordinal OGs that inscribed a lot of ordinals and had a bunch of inscriptions, it's like there's like this kind of like part of our hearts that are like thankful for that, like, and we will be for a while, right? But then like where I think he put the cross on his back was like, you know, okay, I'm going to make sure that Doggo to the Moon is the #1 meme coin because it's on Bitcoin. And he kept saying this over and over. And when you do that, I know what he was trying to do, but like you constantly build the snowball of expectation, right? And let's be real, like it started, I think once it actually had a market cap, I think it started at like 40 million or something, 40 to 80. It got to 80 quick.
Yeah, it was like right away. I don't think anyone, that's really low. I can't imagine anyone getting in at that price.
At 40 million they were getting in because people whales were buying secondary, and they were just kind of like, there's this effort, joint effort to push this up, and it worked. It got, dude, the market cap of Dog at its all-time high was at 950 million, almost a billion, right? Now entering that market cap zone, I think they haven't gotten close to that again. I think the most that they got up again was what, like maybe 700, maybe 800 million. So I guess kind of close, but it was like it definitely went back down pretty quick. And it seems to be having trouble getting to a billion, right? But right now, Pups literally is, you know, nipping at the heels of Dog. You know what I'm saying? Because you're looking at 376 versus 246 right now. in market cap. Let's say Pups has a crazy run this next week, right? And you know, it gets to 300 and Dog just barely gets to 400. But you get what I'm saying? It's like it's making up space, and then it becomes the top, like it did with Node Monks. What's the top collection, by the way, right now? Let me see.
Collection is Puppets by market cap,
and 10,000 collection floor. And we look at floor a lot, right? So okay, it passed Node Monks, which you and I both, you know, were saying number one for a while. You switched to Puppets. It could do that in runes, man. I'm just saying it could do that in runes. I'm not bearish on Dogs long term. I don't know. Like, I feel like they have a lot of, I mean, their holder is 93,000, right?
Yeah.
But if Pups does pass it, like Dog's gonna have to like turn the engines, rev the engines up, and not allow it to pass it, in my opinion, because Pups passes it, has a $17 million arsenal, and now Pups is like talked about all over the crypto space. It could be the first rune that get listed on tier 1 exchange.
No, I agree. It really could. That's the one community I would call a cult-like community in here. For sure. I think that is pretty easy to say that. Because you know, they got it on Solana. They're pumping it on Solana right now. Like, this is not just a Bitcoin ecosystem. I mean, it'll always be a Bitcoin ecosystem token because it started here, but you could see this on base chain. You could see this on Arbitrum. Like, I think this thing could really, really push to the way exceed Dog. And, you know, I feel bad for Leonidas, but I mean, it's true.
Yeah. And I don't think we really talked about how we feel about the people that didn't make the migration in time. And now the $17 million treasury supply. So, like, do you feel like they should have left that bridge open indefinitely?
You had 6 months. You had 6 months. There's no excuse for that. You didn't, you know what I mean? You should have known. I don't know that maybe they should have reached out to Unisat or something to have something on there where it says you have 10 days, 9 days, 8 days left, something like that. I don't know what they could have done in that aspect, or, you know, maybe shot it out from the rooftop. You have 10 days left, 9 days left, something like that. I don't feel bad for them because you need to be paying attention. You know what I mean? Like, we had somebody talk to us the other day and said they had the Bitsmiley thing staking in Maryland, but they didn't stake them in the Bitsmiley. And so
but he also didn't. He also didn't blame them. He kind of
he didn't. He took responsibility himself. But I think that exact same thing needs to happen with these holders. You know, they got to take responsibility for themselves. They fucked up, not the project. Because this was known. I knew about this. You knew about this. I'm sure every single person that watched the show knew about that. So I don't feel bad for them at all.
Yeah.
How are you going to make the most money in the space is paying attention. Like, just pay attention.
You definitely have to pay attention, and you have to make moves. But you know what the problem is sometimes is, like, honestly, I understand why that person kind of forgot about Bitsmiley for a while, because Bitsmiley forgot about Bitsmiley. Bitsmiley forgot about Bitsmiley for a while, right? Yeah. And so, but with something like Pups, and they weren't the only ones that were attempting to migrate, right, from BRC20 to Rune. So this was like multiple community effort. You do have to be on top of it, right? So that's how I feel.
100%. I'm going to ask you to give me one of the top 5 that you would put money into, and then give me one out of the top 5 that you would put money into.
Like a decent chunk of like investment.
Just one. If you had to pick one, I'm forcing you to put money in one of the top 5, and I'm forcing you to put money in one of the top 5. You have to you can only pick one.
I'm gonna pick $1 Billion Cat. That's a bias a little bit, but at the same time, it is at 91 million. So the goal
is a very strong pick. I mean, especially market cap wise and how much it can go up. I mean, I think that's a good pick.
Plus, it's an obvious goal of what they're trying to reach, right? Like $1 billion market cap. So that would be a 10x from here. So like if you put 10K in, then your goal should be 100K. You know, 10x there. But I think maybe like the most X's, I don't know about Gizmo. Gizmo looks strong, but at the same time is like, how strong can Gizmo go if you have crazy cult people? Now, what could happen, and probably will, because they're good at this, is if Pups does like go nuts, a lot of the OGs and Pups that made 6 figures, maybe even 7, they will pour in the Gizmo at a lower market cap and pump the hell out of that thing. You know, we've seen that. So Gizmo, I think, has been entered into the club, I would say, because I think there's like an inner club of Puppets assets. You have obviously Opium because it's OG because it's first, and then you have obviously Puppets, and then you have Pups, and now Gizmo. It's the 4 that are in the inner circle, and then there's this little outer circle after that, which maybe I don't know, the PMZ or whatever. But then there's not much after that. Just a bunch of liquidity just flowing around in different assets. So
yep, I agree. All right, yeah. So $1 billion cat in your top 5, and give me one outside the top 5. What's the one that you feel safest putting money into?
Safest outside.
Well, so safest 10x's, right? So you gotta have
so like a good balance of like pretty safe.
You don't want to get left
like,
behind either, but safe.
Well, the safest to me is Uncommon Goods, I think, for long term. But the gamble play for me would be Mr. Yen. Where is that guy?
That old man. There he is.
Right
he's up 2% today.
Yeah, $2 million market cap. Very not cult community, but like cult style. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, the cult movies.
Well, again, this is a meme, right?
Yeah. This was a meme. This is a meme. Definition of a meme.
Yeah. 100%. Couldn't agree more. So I'm gonna give my 2 real quick. I'm gonna copy you. I apologize, but I mean, $1 billion cat and for sure, and Mr. Yen. I mean, I think it's 2 easy choices right there, for sure. But I mean, I love it. I mean, I don't know what else I would even pick. Like, I tried after you said your 2, I tried not to, but I mean, they're just so
Mr. Yen is something that it could be like a sneaky one that like I could talk about that one at Thanksgiving, but they wouldn't understand it. But at least it wouldn't be vulgar. You know what I mean?
It'd be funny. I would laugh at it. If somebody was telling me at dinner, it's like, yeah, it's a coin called Mr. Yen, Japanese businessman. I'd be like, tell me more. What is this?
Who is this businessman? And I'm like, you haven't heard of Yen Tech Solutions? Are you kidding me? They own everything. They're like BlackRock, except for in the crypto space.
Yeah. $2 million market cap. I don't know what's going on with it, but yeah, man. But I think we hit on everything, right?
Yeah. It was definitely a fun Friday. I definitely am happy with the way it ended. You know, I'm glad that it seems like things are getting squashed, so that's good. I'm not saying it is, but that's what it seems like. But and also, Mr. Yen loves his son.
He does love his son.
Yeah, that is one thing. That's the biggest moral story of Mr. Yen is he loves his son, and more than anything. And so, you know, that's a good role model to kind of get behind, right?
Yeah, 100%. You think if Mr. Yen's son would have came out and tried to ruin Yen Tech Solutions on purpose, do you think Mr. Yen would forgive him?
Why would he do that? Yeah, I think he would forgive him. I think he would forgive him. I mean, he lives his life by that motto, which is "I love my son," right? And so I think he would forgive him, but also I don't think Mr. Yen's son would ruin his business because his father loves him so much. So.
I didn't. That's true.
But
all
right. 326 people on a Friday. I love today's vibe of today's show, man. It was so like in and out of just chilling. You guys hung out with us. Y'all chilled with us today, and we appreciate that. You know, you guys gave us those energy vibes to do that. And you know, Bitsmiley, forgot about Bitsmiley. Yeah, that's a good joke. I hope they don't hear that and they're like, Yagobi, we hate him. No, because I love you, Bitsmiley. It was just a joke on a Friday. But guys, if you wouldn't mind, check out our partners. BetBTC is starting to get heavily used, guys. People are realizing that it's very easy to use it. I think there was a new market yesterday. Was it yesterday? BetBTC's market. It was OpCat. Will OpCat get added to Bitcoin before the end of this year? I think that's an easy no. So it's probably easy money there. But yeah, you can utilize your Xverse wallet and only utilize that and deposit directly right away. There's a direct deposit from your Xverse wallet on their platform to make it easy. So visit them at betbtc.wen. There's going to be some more exciting markets to come in the near future, so pay attention there. And then BitPerp, guys, remember that their paper trading competition is going on right now. They have test nets for BitLayer, CoreDAO, and B Squared. So all you got to do is get your MetaMask connected to them, and go to their platform, which is bitperp.io, and it will automatically connect the RPCs for you. So it's easy. And then you can claim whichever network you're on. You have a chance to claim 10,000 paper USDT to start trading. And the trading competition ends in about 4 weeks. And if you have the highest PNL, you will win 100,000 BTP. I think that's going to be valued around 6,000 to 10,000. We don't know exactly, but USDT. So make sure to participate. We see some new people on the leaderboard. So yeah, there's other things too coming. If you won the VIP pass, we will update you with that ASAP. It was supposed to be today, but they had a little couple things they needed to tie up there. So by Monday, it should be ready for you guys to see that. Ordinal Hive is an aggregator ordinal marketplace on Bitcoin layer 1 and layer 2. So if you're going to be looking for the cheapest ordinals in the Bitcoin ecosystem, you got to go to Ordinal Hive because they're grabbing them from each marketplace. Also, they're going to have analytics. They actually have them already right now. So, you know, you can skip Genie data. You just go to Ordinal Hive and see what is trading on secondary, what's hot, what's going, what's moving before it really gets going. In the bull market, it's going to be very useful. So trading, sniper tools, and all that stuff. So snipe resistance is going to be added very soon. Check them out at beta.ordinalhive.io. You can also earn points by listing and selling and buying. What's up?
So we just hit a new all-time high.
Let's go.
Bitcoin. So
but
my
look,
bad.
it's by like $1.
It just happened. But still, we hit it, right? We hit it. So that was kind of the thing of the show. My bad. You can continue what you're doing, but I just thought that I was watching it. I was like, I hit it. Let you know.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
God, finish.
We're close. We can break out even further. But yeah, guys, make sure you check them out. You can earn points there for listing, buying, and selling. And they're also on Merlin chain too, so you can do that as well. It's a lot faster. So anyhow, Foxy is also a builder, or is a builder in the Tap ecosystem with their Bitverse, which is more like a metaverse, and also their first-person shooter game, which is called Clan Wars. If you own a Bitminer, you will be able to get a block drop for a lightsaber very soon. I think they're probably next week is going to be coming up. You will have to claim it. I think it's going to be on their website. We'll have instructions. We'll probably make a video to claim it for you guys, but not claim it for you, but the video for you guys to claim it. And if you need a Bitminer, you can go to mscribe, and I think there's still some available, so check that out. Yeah. For the people that are wondering, what's a Bitminer? It is a asset in their metaverse to where you can actually mine DMT assets. But also, if you get the rare ones, you can mine stuff like USDT Solana or Tap token. So they already are finished with that initial campaign for the most rare cosmic Bitminer. They're about to start the next campaign, which will earn you Dog Go to the Moon, and it will be the ultra mythic Bitminer. And then they'll keep going with different campaigns. So I really love that system that they have there with the Bitminer. So check those guys out with their website platform there. And then Fluid Tokens, guys, hit on this real quick because we touched on it all day today. But they just opened the staking vault for Dog Go to the Moon. So you can stake Dog Go to the Moon to earn more Dog Go to the Moon and Memento Mori. So it's actually 2 runes that you're going to be earning. They just opened it. You got 22 more days to be able to stake. But once that's done, it's closed. And then the rewards will be paid out December 31st, 2024. So check out Fluid Tokens. They are doing amazing things. And they also have a runes deck swap there. So they split up the runes for you as well. And then finally, guys, Merlin Chain is your #1 scaling solution for Bitcoin native L1 assets and protocols. If you are a builder and you're looking to scale out your protocol that you already have on Bitcoin, or if you just want to build in the Bitcoin ecosystem, reach out to Merlin Chain's team. They have amazing builder grants, and there's layer 1 builders that have won these grants, and they're building over there, like Ordinal Hive or Emblem Vault is another one. And so their team is very supportive in helping you guys get set up. So check them out. If you are a user, man, we talked to the team that is going to be dropping something crazy on Merlin Chain, but we can't talk about it yet. And then they also have their onboarding with Telegram. So just stay tuned to Ordinal Revolution because all the alpha will come from here on Merlin Chain. So we appreciate all you guys hanging out with us. Almost 2 hours, 326 of you guys. We appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And if you guys wouldn't mind checking out, I'm expecting you to be on All-Time High Watch, Yagobi, but if you guys wouldn't mind checking it out, ordinalrevolution.com. We have some of the best articles dating all the way back to last year. If you know someone just entering the space, send them our website. We really feel like it can help them get started and get caught up to where we're at today. And if you guys are interested in tickets to Bitcoin 2025 Las Vegas, we will both be there. It's in May, but do not wait till next year to get your tickets. Get them this year, guys. I'm telling you, they go up insanely the amount. You're gonna be paying 10x more. Don't do that to yourself. Get them as soon as possible. And if you guys need a VPN, I wouldn't be using any site without it. I love Nord. That's one I use. I always use Switzerland. So shout out to Nord. And if you guys need one, get it. It's right here, 70% off. And if you guys looking for merch, we have some of the best merch in crypto. Click our merch store, it'll take you here. This is all done through a third party. So definitely check out everything we have here. And if you guys are interested in anything you guys want added, just reach out to us, let us know, and we can get that added for you. But guys, we are live Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 4 p.m. UTC. So check us out all week, guys. Really appreciate you guys. We hope you guys have an amazing weekend. I'm going to make a tutorial this weekend on how to bridge to Fractal, because I did get a few questions. People are still using DotSwap. You don't need to do that anymore. It's a much easier way, and I'm going to have that video for you guys. Probably make it tomorrow. It takes about an hour process, so I'll probably just do it in short clips and put that out for you guys. But I appreciate you guys. Until next week.
Peace.
We OG, or no G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Runes is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit found fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, lock it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nuki on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me.